everybody, how's it going? And welcome to my spoiler-filled review for Spider-Man Far From Home, a movie that had so many great surprises and things, particularly two elements, the Mysterio stuff and that mid-credit scene. Now, be forewarned, this is a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the film yet and you don't want anything spoiled, I would recommend watching my non-spoiler review of the film first and then come back to this one. However, if you have seen the film, stick around because we need to talk. Right, so mostly we need to talk about Mysterio. On my way to the screening of this film, I went with a friend of mine and I made the mistake of saying to him that Mysterio was one of my most favorite Spider-Man villains of all time. Now, the way that this movie handles that character, of course, it's a surprise that he's a villain, so I kind of ruined it for him, and in future I'm going to make sure I use the word character instead of villain in terms of non-spoiler talk. But yeah, I loved how they handle his character. You know, yeah, if you don't know he's a villain, like, he starts off as seemingly a really nice guy, a good guy. And, you know, the thing that I always really loved about his character was that he was this Hollywood special effects guy. And illusions was his thing, and I love that. I love characters like Green Lantern and, you know, characters that use illusions and imagination, and that's why I've always loved this guy. And his look, like, you know, the fishbowl head and everything is so cool. And in this movie, they freaking nailed that character so well. Aside from Jake Gyllenhaal's great performance, yeah, the way they handled all the illusion stuff was just a cinematic treat. You know, the scene where Peter's just getting bombarded by illusions all over the place, which I can only imagine would look brilliant in 3D. Yeah, like, that whole scene was so freaking great, and the fact that he had to use his spider sense or his Peter Tingle towards the end, like, I like that was growing throughout the film as well. You know, he's sort of becoming more and more like a developed Spider-Man. I really like the way that they handled the drone situation as well. Like, this film explained so much. You know, in that first attack when, you know, when you got that sort of big creature that was like smashing things and buildings are crumbling and everything, I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, if that's an illusion, how is that happening? Like, how is it actually physically affecting things? And the fact that they addressed that and explained it really well, that it was the drones inside it that were, you know, using weaponry to blow things up. Like, yeah, I thought that was great. Like, you know, there's so many movies that kind of resort to lazy screenwriting and don't really explain things enough. But yeah, this film, they really nailed that. I really loved the look of all the elementals. I love the design of everything in this film. The production design was fantastic. I liked how all the drones looked. I liked Mysterio's costume. I liked everything. I love that reveal in the bar where he gets the Edith glasses, which, and I love so much that Edith stood for Even Dead, I'm the Hero. That was so great. But that scene in the bar, like, you know, where it's first revealed who he is and everything, like, yeah, it looked amazing. Everything involving his technology and his illusions and stuff looked so freaking good. I even like that, you know, in the end London scene, like, Mysterio's, you know, the actual version of him is in like a movie motion capture costume. Yeah, I dug that. It was just, you know, it was something so different and it really worked. I would honestly put him very, very high up in my list of MCU villains. Thanos, Vulture, and Mysterio are probably my three most favorite ones. But let's talk about that mid-credit scene, because aside from the fact that we had J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson, which was just mind-blowing, because, I mean, this guy has, like, transcended the Raimi franchise and gone into the MCU as the same character. But with that scene, that wasn't the thing that really grabbed me. What really grabbed me was that goddamn bombshell of Peter Parker's name being revealed to, well, I'm assuming the entirety of New York, but possibly the world? I guess, like, news travels fast, doesn't it? Because at first I thought they were going with the angle when he's, like, you know, thwipping through the city and taking photos of himself. I thought that, okay, he's going to get a job at the Daily Bugle. And then, yeah, then I was like, well, no, he's probably not, because people know who he is. So that's the part that's really got me hanging for another Spider-Man film in this series, because Yeah, that was a major cliffhanger to end it on. And realistically, those are the only things that I wanted to talk about in the spoiler video. Yeah, obviously, like the whole Mysterio angle is a really big spoiler, and yeah, it is something I've got to try and avoid saying to people. Yeah, I've got to remember to use the word character instead of villain. So anyway, I already rated this film in the non-spoiler video. I gave it a 9 out of 10 because, yeah, I absolutely love this film. It was a completely wild ride. So yeah, go check that video out if you want to, because I gave a few more thoughts on it. And I'm assuming if you are watching this video that you have seen Spider-Man Far From Home. I really hope you have, because otherwise I just spoiled lots. So in that case, let me know what you thought of Spider-Man Far From Home. Drop me some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.